The man at the traffic light. Tom had been working at the intersection for almost 10 years. When he first took the job, he never imagined how much it would shape his life. He wasn't a traffic cop, and he didn't wear the flashy uniform of a traffic officer, but he understood the importance of his role. Each day, he helped drivers navigate the chaos, making sure that no one would get stuck or lost in the flow of cars. At first, Tom didn't enjoy the job. It was repetitive, standing at the light for hours, watching the same faces pass by without anyone paying much attention to him. Some days it felt like was invisible, but over time Tom began to notice small things, little details that made him appreciate the work more. He saw the same drivers every morning, some rushing to work, others just taking their time. There were the commuters with tired eyes, the delivery trucks loaded with goods, and the mothers with kids in the back seat waving to him from time to time. One afternoon, as the sun set behind the buildings, Tom saw a man in a bright red car stop at the light. He had been passing through the intersection every day for the past 2 years, but today something seemed different. His face was tired, his eyes focused, as though deep in thought. As the light turned green, the man hesitated, staring at Tom for a moment longer than usual. "Everything okay?" Tom asked, raising an eyebrow. The man smiled faintly, almost apologetically. "Just long day," he said, his voice quiet, barely audible over the hum of the cars around them. "Thanks for your work. It really helps." Tom wasn't used to getting compliments, but something about that moment stuck with him. The man drove off, and Tom continued his routine, but he couldn't shake the feeling that his work mattered more than he had thought. Over the years, Tom had developed a unique connection with the people who passed by. He became a sort of silent witness to their daily lives. He saw the ups and downs, the frustrated driver who slams on the horn when their light turned red, the child in the back seat excited to go to the zoo, the couple arguing as they sat at the light. He witnessed it all, yet he stayed quiet, offering only the simplest gesture to guide them through the intersection. One day, a small girl in a pink dress approached Tom, holding her mother's hand. The child looked up at him with wide eyes, her curiosity piqued. "Why do you stand here all the time?" she asked, tugging on her mother's sleeve. Tom chuckled. "Well, it's my job to make sure everyone is safe while they are driving or crossing the street." The little girl looked thoughtful for a moment, then nodded. "You are like a hero, right?" Tom smiled, feeling a warm sensation he hadn't felt before. "I wouldn't call myself a hero, but I do my best." As the light changed again, the mother gently pulled the girl along, and Tom went back to his post. But that small exchange stayed with him. Sometimes it only took a few words to remind him that the work he did, though unseen by many, made a difference. As the weeks passed, Tom's routine began to change. He started to notice that people, even the ones who rarely acknowledged him, were beginning to wave or nod as they passed. A truck driver would give him a thumbs up. A young man in a motorbike would shout out a quick thanks as he zoomed past. Even the teenagers hanging out by the corner of the street would make eye contact with him, offering a polite note. It was a quiet acknowledgement that his presence mattered, that his simple task of helping traffic move smoothly had an impact. It wasn't about the big gestures or the loud thanks yours. It was in the small, everyday moments that Tom realized the importance of his job. One rainy evening, as Tom was about to finish his shift, the same man in the red car appeared again, stopping at the light. This time, the man rolled down his window and spoke to Tom, his voice barely audible over the sound of the rain. "I'm sorry for what I said before," the man began, his tone sincere. "I didn't realize how much what you do really means. You keep everything moving, you keep you safe. I've been in a bad place lately, but seeing you here every day is like a reminder that things will be okay. Thank you." Tom was taken aback by the man's words, and for a moment he couldn't think of anything to say. He simply nodded, acknowledging the unexpected connection they had shared. The man smiled, rolled up his window, and drove off into the rain. That night, Tom stood at the intersection long after his shift ended. The street lights buzzed above him, the city sounds swirling around. For the first time in a long while, he didn't feel invisible. He realized that, in his own quiet way, he was part of something much bigger. Without him, the traffic would slow down, people would get frustrated, and chaos could set in. But because he was there, even if people didn't always see it, there was order in the small moments. The next day, Tom arrived at work earlier than usual. As he stood by the traffic light, he watched the car approach, and for the first time in a long while, he felt proud. He wasn't just a guy standing at the light. He was a part of the rhythm of the city, helping people get where they needed to go, one green light at a time. That's this story today. Sorry for the noisy, the dogs sparking outside, the cars passing by the street, but I needed to record this test today for you. I hope you like it. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, comment in the comment section, and if possible, share this video or subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.